All right, y'all, I decided I'm going to be a doll influencer. I'm actually planning to do a full video tour of my entire collection, but I've also decided that I'm going to become a professional video editor at the same time too, so it's taken a little longer than expected. So today I thought it might be fun to do a mail haul of my recent purchases. I'm pretty actively collecting Pleasant Company items, so I'm pretty much getting packages in the mail every other day, and I swear the USPS had to reconfigure their entire delivery route just to accommodate my shopping addiction. But anyway, let's have a look at what I got. First up is Molly's Route 66 dress. This is one of the more rare outfits in Molly's collection, and I think it was released in 2002. I've been randomly finding bits and pieces from this set here and there, and I finally found the dress. The only things I'm missing are the camera and photos from the accessory set. It's not in perfect condition, but I think I can get this freshened up to look good as new. I am going to have to bust out the iron for this one though. And as you can see, it's got the American Girl tag, which makes it one of the newer pieces in her collection. Next up is another insanely rare item. At first glance, it looks common, but it's actually the rare 1986 version of Samantha's locket. They didn't make very many of these, and even seasoned collectors struggle to find it. Here you can see a comparison between the 86 locket versus the common one, and you can see the main difference is the engraving on the front. This one appears to be in the original packaging because a lot of the earlier stuff had larger bags that were just taped together with plain Scotch tape, so I think I'm going to be keeping this one in the packaging forever. Keeping in the hard to find jewelry theme, I found another super rare set. Actually, I had some really good eBay luck this week. This is a highly coveted Meet Molly accessory set with the original box and rare version of the locket. This set, I believe, was sold in early 1988, and I believe they only made this locket once. They're almost impossible to come by, so let's have a look inside. Here we have the original pamphlet, and you can see that it says copyright 1986 on the back, and they did these until early 1988, and then they changed the copyright date. And then here we have her purse, and it's also got a 1986 copyright, so they might have made these all in one batch in 1986 and then gradually used them up over the next couple of years. Here we have her penny. It's an original steel penny, and you can see here on the back that it doesn't say copy or anything. It's an original. And then we've got her hanky, and this has a 1987 paper tag on it, and I believe it was made in the Philippines, I think. Very cool. And here's her beret. It's a little stretched out and has a couple of holes, but one really cool thing about it is it actually has the generic Made in China tag, and a lot of times people see these and think that they're counterfeit, but they actually did this in 1987 for one quick run. Kirsten's bonnet actually also has this tag in it from 1987. And finally, the main reason I bought this in the first place is the super duper hard to find rare locket. Here's a side-by-side comparison so you can see the rare version versus the common version. And I actually prefer the design on the rare version. I wish they had kept it. But regardless, I have one now and I am super stoked. And believe it or not, I also got the third rare piece of jewelry from the first three girls. I actually got each of these from different sellers, which is kind of crazy that I found them all this close together. This one is the most common of the three, and it's the first version of Kirsten's amber heart necklace. The heart on this one is a little bit smaller than the common one, and the hardware doesn't go all the way through it. It's also got the circular clasp, which is a humongous pain in the butt to use. Here's a quick comparison so you can see it next to the common one. I also got this mint condition spelling bee pen for Addie, which is pretty cool. I do think these are actually kind of hard to find in this condition. Because Addie's pieces aren't as rare and just a little bit easier to find, I'm basically waiting until I find really good deals on her pieces before I add them to my collection. I also picked up this 1991 Clara doll from Samantha's collection. I can never resist these when they're in this good a shape. She had her original box and pamphlet and everything, so this was also a great score. I'm actually planning to do a deeper dive on the differences between the early versions of Clara, so we'll just keep this short and have a quick look at the doll. I also got the 1990 version of Samantha's cranberry Christmas dress. This one looks super similar to the 1986 one pictured in the catalog, only the ribbon is slightly different. These are actually pretty hard to find, especially one where the ribbon hasn't been snagged into oblivion. I also picked up a set of Molly's first edition glasses. I have a bajillion Molly's from 1986 and 1987, so these aren't as exciting as they used to be to me, but if I ever see them for under $50, I usually buy them. Alright, now on to the real stuff. I actually managed to pick up a couple of dolls in addition to all this stuff. The first one is a Just Like You number 11, probably from around 2000. I'm not a big expert on dolls this late, but I'm guessing she's an American Girl just based on her eyelashes and body tag. I'm going to give her a bit of a rehab to make her sparkle again, and I'll probably find her a new home before long. I'm ultimately trying to find a first edition number 11, and this one is unfortunately just a bit too young for my collection. She's going to look great when she's all fixed up, though. And finally, the most exciting and probably the most disturbing item in this entire haul is my new Goots doll. If you're not familiar with these dolls, they're made by the company Goots, who did all the manufacturing for Pleasant Company in the beginning. This is the head sculpt that Pleasant Rowland chose to adapt for her dolls when she launched Pleasant Company, so she bears an extreme resemblance to Samantha. These are fairly hard to come by and usually aren't cheap. As you can see, she's looking a little boogery, but I think once I do some work on her, she's probably not going to look so much like she was found face down in the bottom of a well. This one obviously needs a new pair of eyes and some work on her hair. You can see here that her hair is actually rooted instead of wigged, which is pretty cool because a lot of times these dolls were wigged. And you can see here that her torso is actually made of hard cast vinyl. It's not soft. She looks a little disheveled now, but I can totally see her potential and I cannot wait to get her looking new again. She's going to look really cool in my collection. Alright, that's all I got. This was so much fun, so thank you for hanging out with me today. And if you want to hang out in the future, this is the part where I beg you to subscribe to my channel. And until next time, insert catchphrase here. Bye now.